So a very good afternoon to all. And in the last session, we were discussing about question tags, right? We just started. We just introduced a new topic here. The topic name is yes, yes, Advait. Okay, Alvin. Okay, thank you so much. So listen, we were talking about question tags in the last session. Remember, a question tag. What is the meaning of a tag, children? We discussed. Tag means what? What do you mean by the word tag?
Grammatic structure
No,
that
I don't want the definition for question tag. My question is define a tag. What do you mean by
Ma'am,
a tag? What does the
a
word
they
mean?
tail.
are the tails attached to the end of a
Ah,
sentence.
yeah, excellent. It is a small tail which we are keeping at the end of a statement, which turns a statement into a question. Okay, so tag means tail. Now, remember ID card and its tag. A tag means it's a tail. Okay, so question tag, as you said, is very correct. It is the grammatical structure which turns a question into a statement into a question. Okay, actually, basically, question tags are normally used in not in written language, only in spoken English. Okay, so question tags are very interesting because it is a small question which we can attach at the end of a statement for changing a statement into a question. Okay, it can be a declarative sentence, it can be an imperative sentence. So if once we fix the tag there at the end of a statement, normally the tag raises or it invites some kind of confirmation from the person who is listening to us. We are confirming or we are getting an idea or we are inviting certain answers from someone. Okay, just to ask confirmation, we are using question tags when we are communicating with someone directly. That is in spoken English, not in written language. Clear? So let me explain with the help of the support system. Look at your question tags. We discussed already. Remember the tail and the ID card. Okay. Remember, question tags are the grammatical structure which turns a question into which turns a statement into a question. Okay, grammatical structure which turns a statement. It can be a declarative statement, it can be an imperative statement. Okay, so we are changing a declarative or imperative statement into a question with the help of a question tag. Remember, we are actually mainly using these question tags in spoken English, not in written language. Okay, and the basic how to form, it is very easy to form a question tag. Okay, once the statement is very clear for us, we need to search for the auxiliary verb present in that sentence. Okay, from the statement sentence itself, you please try to find out the auxiliary verb, and you can use a pronoun after the auxiliary verb and ends your tag with a question mark. Okay, so this is how you can set a question or set a tag at the end of a statement. Remember, children, not easy. It is not easy to set a question. There are a few rules to be followed. Okay, remember, if your statement sentence is a positive or an affirmative statement sentence, positive sentence is also known as affirmative statement sentence. So with a positive sentence, you can use only a negative tag. This we discussed in the last session, right? And with the negative statement sentence, you can use only a positive tag. Okay, what are called negative words in English grammar? Now, how to change a sentence into, see, I have told you with one example. He is rich. He is not poor, right? Transformation of sentence. We can change one sentence into two different way, into negative and into positive. Okay, the positive sentence, you can see he is rich. There is not a not in it. There is no use of no in it. We haven't used any hardly, rarely, seldom, scarcely, any such words in it. Okay, never, nothing. Okay, these words are absent in these kind of sentences, right? So such a sentences are affirmative sentence. If we use these sentences or these words in a sentence, then we can change the particular sentence into a negative one. Example, never, none, no, not, etc. Okay, etc. Hardly, seldom, scarcely, rarely. Try to. So I have told you guys to find out more words, more negative words normally used to change a statement sentence into a negative sentence. Okay, so with the positive or with an affirmative statement sentence, you can only use a positive tag. Okay, how to change a tag negative, children? How to form a negative tag?
by
I
adding
have told you, children, we can use an auxiliary verb, right? To change a question negative, You must add a short form of not after the auxiliary verb. If it is are, you can use aren't. Okay. If it is can, you can use can't. If it is you can change it into isn't. If it is have, you can change it into haven't. Okay. So int is a word can be attached with the auxiliary verb after the auxiliary verb for changing a tag negative. Clear?
Yes,
Am I
ma'am.
clear? So let me share the screen
Ma'am.
for you children. This is very easy as I have told you. Question tags are mainly used in spoken English and not in written. Question tags are formed with the help of auxiliary verb. It can be primary auxiliary verb. It can be modal auxiliary, whatever present in the sentence. Okay, whatever is there given in the sentence. Suppose if the verb, if it is not given, if there is no auxiliary verb is present within a sentence, how to get the auxiliary verb from the sentence? Suppose your sentence is, if your sentence is, she speaks English. Okay, this is your question. She speaks English. As I have told you, first you check whether it is an imperative statement sentence or a declarative sentence. What is it? Declarative or imperative?
Declarative.
This one is an example for a declarative sentence. Thank you. And look, next step is try to identify whether the statement is a positive or a negative statement.
Positive.
This is affirmative statement. Very good. This is affirmative statement. So we know that this is a declarative statement sentence. This one is an affirmative statement sentence. So how to change this or how to fix a tag at the end of the statement?
Ma'am,
Ma'am.
and we can split the main verb speak.
She speaks English. Remember, children, she speaks English. This is the sentence for you. Okay, she speaks English. As you said, this is a declarative sentence and it doesn't have an auxiliary verb. It has a main verb. And this one is an example for an affirmative declarative sentence. So before fixing a tag, we should copy the same sentence down. I have put a full stop here at the end as it is a statement. Okay. So I'm going to fix a tag here. I'm going to copy the same sentence. Speaks English. Okay. She speaks English. First step, I should change the punctuation mark from full stop to a comma. Okay. I should change it from full stop to a comma. Okay. Now, she speaks English, comma. Remember, after a comma, there is a rule to begin a word in small letter. Okay. Now, we are going to find out the auxiliary verb from the sentence. Okay. For getting auxiliary verb, what do we need to do?
We should
As Adigesh said, we need to split the main verb. We know that am, is, are, was, were, has, have, had, do, doesn't, did are the auxiliary verbs. If these are not there, then we have to search for modal auxiliaries. Can, could, will, would and all. If these auxiliary verbs are absent, we should split the main verb to get the auxiliary verb. How to split it? How to split it?
Does speak.
Does plus
Speak.
speak. Does plus speak. Okay, this is how the splitting of the verb is doing, right? Does plus speak. So you have got a primary auxiliary verb here, right? That is does. As you said, the statement is a positive statement. You can fix only a negative tag. So how to use this does there?
Add int doesn't.
So I should begin my auxiliary verb with a small letter because you can see a comma just in front of the auxiliary verb. So does, ind, doesn't, because it is speaks, right? We have got the auxiliary verb does from here. So it is a positive statement. So we have changed it into a negative tag by adding ind with the auxiliary verb. Doesn't. Now, after doesn't, we can use only a pronoun. We cannot use any nouns. So we have to, so you know that the sentence is already starting with a pronoun, right? Which is the pronoun as subject used here?
She.
We are using the same she here. Okay. So doesn't she? How to end this question tag?
The question mark.
With the question mark, okay, with the question mark. So she speaks English by splitting the because of the auxiliary verb is absent, we just split the verb into do forms plus base form, and we have changed this positive sentence into a negative tag, right? Doesn't she? Clear? Clear?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. Now let us see the next point. Okay, as I have told you, if the statement is a positive statement, use a negative tag by adding int. If the statement is a negative statement, you can use the positive tag. Okay, these are the 2 points we discussed today. Now, what about or what is known as an imperative sentence? Imperative sentence. Right from the 5th standard, you are learning imperatives, right? What are imperatives? What are imperative sentences?
Ma'am, the sentences which give a command, order, or request.
Excellent. An imperative sentence, we can raise or we can express in different way. It can be a request, it can be an advice, it can be an order, right? Right, children? So you know, and tell me what is the subject of an imperative sentence?
Ma'am, you is.
You. Remember always, you is the subject of an imperative sentence. It is easy to identify a imperative from a declarative sentence because normally an imperative sentence is starting with a verb, right? Or with please, right?
Yes.
Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
Where you can see the subject you is hiding. It is hidden. It is hidden. Okay, it is not there. It is not given straightly there. It is actually hidden there. We are normally starting an imperative sentence with the verb. So what is the subject of an imperative sentence? You. So always use will you as a tag for an imperative sentence. If your sentence is an imperative sentence, remember, if your sentence is an imperative sentence, use will you. If it is a simple request, use will you. Imperative is equal to will you. There is no change, no negative, no change. Okay. Will you? Will you is the only permanent tag for an imperative sentence if it is a simple request. If the imperative sentence shows some urgency, urgency, that is very needed. It is very important. So which tag can be used? As I have told you, you can use only will you at the end of an imperative sentence, right? So if it shows some urgency in that particular act, which tag will you use there? Gus? Gus, no guesswork. You can use want you also. WON apostrophe T. Okay, want you. So will you, want you. Will you, want you are the tags can be used with the imperative sentence. There is no need of searching whether it is negative, whether it is positive. There is no need of splitting anything. There is no need of searching for an auxiliary verb. Remember, if your statement is an imperative, sorry, if your sentence is an imperative sentence, your tag should be either will you or want you. Clear? Am I clear?
Yes,
so let me share the screen for you, children. Imperatives. Okay? If the imperative verb of the statement is a simple request, pass me the salt. Pass me the salt. See? It is starting with the verb. You know, I have told you, you is always the subject of an imperative sentence. So you pass me the salt. So this sentence shows that the sentence is given in imperative, right? So you pass me the salt. Only one tag. We are not checking whether it is a positive statement sentence or a negative imperative or whatever it is. The tag is will you. Okay, so look at here, pass me the salt. There is no not is used. There is no none is used. Nothing is used, but still we have used a positive tag will you. Okay, so with imperative sentence, use will you. Don't come late for dinner. Will you? Will you is a tag for imperative sentence. Okay, and now look at the second one where to use want you. Remember to lock the door. Won't you? It is so urgent. It is so important. Won't you? If you are writing will you also, you will be getting marks. Okay. But if it is showing more urgency in certain actions, if you write won't you, that is most praised. Okay. So remember to lock the door. Won't you? Have another cup of tea. Won't you? Start recording. Okay, so it is wanting. Okay, will you and wanting. Okay, children. So let me share. There are a few exceptions to be talked about. Okay, there are a few exceptional cases here. See, if your sentence, okay, if your sentence, if it is starting with let's, okay, if your sentence is starting with the word let's, always use shall we. Okay, as a tag, you should use shall we. If your sentence is starting with the let's, the tag, don't look at left and right, don't look at here and there, don't look for the auxiliary verb, pronoun and all. No. If your sentence is starting with the let's, remember you must use shall we. Clear? Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
There is no second option. Let's is equal to shall be. Okay. And the final and the last point for you to discuss. Before that, let me share the examples for you. Let's go to the beach. The sentence is starting with the let's. So the tag is shall be. Okay. Let's have a coffee. Starting with the let's. So the tag is shall be. Remember always. Now, the last point for today, in the present form of be. What are the forms of be, children? Forms of be. What are the forms of be in English grammar?
Is.
Am,
Was.
is, are, was, where. Agree. Okay, correct. Okay, so present form of be. Can you tell me the present form of be used here?
Is.
Present form of be. What are the am, is, are the present form. Was where it is the past form, right? Right? And what is an affirmative sentence? Affirmative. Affirmative means positive. So you keep, yeah, positive. Affirmative means positive. Now you listen. In the present form of be, in an affirmative or a positive statement, if the subject is I, okay, look at here, I. Normally, we never use is with I, right? I is always followed by am, right? I am sitting next to you. But the auxiliary verb here is am. Why then we have used aren't here? Why I cannot use amn't? There is not a usage called amn't in English. That is a wrong usage. Okay. So if the subject is I followed by am, that is in the present form of be, in an affirmative, in a positive statement or positive sentence, if the subject is I, the auxiliary verb changes to aren't in the tag. If it is positive, okay, if the statement sentence is positive, I'm stressing on positive, affirmative, it is not amend. Amend is a wrong usage. It is not there in English grammar. Amend is a wrong usage. Instead of amend, you must go for aren't I. Clear? Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Am, when you change the affirmative statement sentence into a negative tag, am becomes aren't in the tag. Clear? But if it is a positive, I am not sitting with you, or I am not sitting next to you. If the sentence is like this, what will be your answer?
Am I?
Am I? That is right. Okay. If it is a negative statement, I followed by am, then you can use am I. I am not sitting next to you. There you can use am I. But here, if it is a positive statement followed by an am, and you have to or you need to use aren't in the tag. Am I clear? This is the last point, and we have successfully completed the question tags by here. Okay, so this topic is over. Question tags are over. There is only one more topic to be covered. Okay, that is we need to know about direct indirect speech. That is the end of 8th standard topic. So before the 8th standard direct indirect speech, I'll be coming with the sequence of sentences. I hope that these notes are with you last year's. Sequence of sentences, tenses, rules of tenses. Okay, so listen carefully, children. Question tags are just over. So the point that you should remember, a question tag is a grammatical structure, turns a statement into a question. Okay, it can be a declarative statement sentence. It can be an imperative sentence. Okay, we are using tags only in spoken English, not in written English. Next point, remember we should use only the pronoun and the auxiliary verb from the statement. Okay, and if the statement is a positive or affirmative statement, you can use only a negative question tag. If the statement is a negative statement, you can use only a positive tag. Okay, and the next point I said is, if your sentence is an imperative sentence, you can use will you or won't you as a tag. Will you can be used along with a simple request, won't you, to show some urgency. Clear? At the same time, the next point is, if your sentence is starting with the let's, there is only one tag, that is shall we. Okay? And the last point we said is, if I am. That means if a sentence which is starting with I, if it is a positive sentence, the auxiliary verb am is changed into aren't in the tag. These are the points that you should remember when you do or practice with your question tag. Clear? Am I clear now? Do you have any doubt in question tags? No. So let us practice. Question number 1. Add appropriate tag. Add appropriate tag. Question number 1. Raghu didn't come to school this morning. Raghu didn't come to school this morning. You have enough money to buy the ground. You have enough money to buy the ground. See, many videos are off. I have got only from Ellen. You have enough money to buy the ground. You have enough money to buy the ground. Next question. Mr. Samuel drives a car. Mr. Samuel drives a car like yours. Y-O-U-R apostrophe S. Like yours. Mrs. Rekha is the best woman in the world. Mrs. Rekha is the best woman in the world. Remember to bring me back some fruits. Remember to bring me back Bring me back some fruits. It is raining heavily. It is raining heavily. Laya, Laya, Laya can dance well. Laya can dance well. Gopal, Gopal won the game. Gopal won, W-O-N, won the game. You aren't busy. She can't read French. She can't read French. My children haven't, my children haven't yet, Y-E-T, yet come. My children haven't yet come. You hadn't lunch today. You hadn't lunch today. Few people like me. Few people like me. You never use these books. You never use these books. I am not going to school. I am not going to school. Let's go for a walk. Let's go for a walk. Find out the answers.